Yeah, absolutely.
We will begin in just a few minutes, but we ask our graduates to please come down to the front and find the seat with your name on it. Thank you.
So everyone got really quiet. Did get quiet. Sorry. Like, no. That's so short. I'll try to remember. Say that out loud. It's gonna be fine.
I've never wrote anything that I have to say until tonight.
Really? You wing it all, huh?
I never have done that. When you asked me that, I said like, dang it.
I will say I do like, it's kind of nice, it's all in the script, and they do a good album is. Maria from Metaverse. And we have two photographers. Even better. It's great. I can't even tell them. She's like, I'm late.
She's not late.
No, not for this event. You don't know when the show is. Just sending it right now. Perfect. Just a little reception in the lobby. Yeah. So please feel free to stay and meet parents or things like that. But you're not obligated to stay. That's fine.
A very good morning to everyone here in person and those joining us online from around the world. Welcome to our second annual International Graduate Ceremony and Stoles presentation. My name is Kristen Tukich. I am the Assistant Director for International Student Services, and I'm proud to serve our over 200 international students here at Queen's from more than 60 countries.
Good morning. My name is Jo Van Lannen. I'm the Assistant Director for Global Experiences. I've had the pleasure of working with our international students who choose to study abroad again, maximizing their Queen's experience. Students in this graduating class have studied blue zones in Costa Rica, tropical ecology in Ecuador, business in France, and 4 graduating seniors will travel to France this summer for their study abroad opportunity. 2 of these students will study luxury brand management in Paris. 1 will report on the impact of the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. And 1 will study French in Nice. We would also like to acknowledge and express our gratitude to President Lugo and Tina Marie Lugo for celebrating here with us today. Thank you. We also appreciate the members of senior and academic leadership who have joined us as well today. If you could please raise your hand, we welcome you as well.
And now we'd like to introduce one of this year's MCs. We asked Dr. Cox to say a few words about this MC. He stated, Mario started a professional, his own apparel company, played soccer for Queens and on a professional team in Croatia, won the Outstanding Marketing Senior Award in the McCall School, interned for Siemens, and participated in the annual pitch contest. In summation, Mario Goic is an excellent student, gifted athlete, and campus leader here at Queen's, and he is headed for a Master of Fine Arts in Luxury and Brand Management to SCAD, which is Savannah School of the Arts, to further his education.
And now I would like to introduce our second MC. We asked Dr. Maggie Commons to say a few words. She stated, "It has been a joy to watch Nina's growth over the past 4 years. Her openness to new paths, her willingness to try new opportunities, her confidence and determination. These are the foundations for her success. And these she will carry with her into the next chapter. The world is waiting, Nina, and we here at Queen's can't wait to see you take it on." Please welcome Nina Dixon Karaya from Tanzania.
And Mario Goic from Austria and Croatia.
Hey everyone, good morning. My name is Nina and I'm an international student from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. I'm not really sure where I can start to use past tense. I don't know if it's today, Saturday, but I'm reading for a Bachelor of Science in Health Studies. I'm in Health Education and Promotion and a Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. And I'm going to tell you guys a little story. So for many of us foreigners, especially those who are from Sub-Saharan Africa, our knowledge of America is gleaned growing up watching imported American TV shows. And for me, growing up, I spent a lot of time wondering about the Western world. I spent so many weekends watching TV and listening to Beyonce. And I even watched old 60s movies on school nights when I was supposed to be asleep. I devoured the media because I was thirsty to really understand the world outside the confines of my otherwise simple, comfortable, and joyful upbringing. So it was no surprise that everything I knew about the United States was limited to what movies wanted me, an outsider, to know about this land of the free and home of the brave. I watched movies about American high schools in particular, and I found them absolutely fascinating. And I also learned a lot. For example, I learned that in America you could walk out of classes before teachers dismissed you, just as long as the bell had rung. And I thought to myself, indeed, this is the land of the free and home to the brave, because that kind of behavior wouldn't fly where I'm from. In America, becoming homecoming king and queen was a big deal. And I never really understood where home was or where people had gone enough to be coming. I also learned that in America, everyone was always looking for a prom date, and that if you dropped your books and someone picked them up for you and gazed into your eyes, then at the end of the year, they'd become your prom date. But as I embarked on my journey as an international student here at Queen's, I quickly realized that reality always, most often, diverged from the fantasies I had constructed in my mind. The stereotypes and assumptions I held about America were challenged as I encountered a diverse array of people and experiences. Despite my initial misconceptions, Queens welcomed me with open arms. In its bustling streets and vibrant neighborhoods, I discovered a melting pot of cultures and perspectives, each challenging the narratives that I had once embraced. Walking through the streets of Queens, I found myself shedding the preconceived notions that I had once clouded my mind and my vision. I learned to appreciate the complexities of American life, embracing its diversity and celebrating all its contradictions. My journey to Queens was not just a physical relocation, it was a transformation of the mind and spirit. And in the midst of this transformation, I encountered Mario, a soccer player hailing from Austria and Croatia. Mario seemed to embody the very essence of the American dream. He was confident, charismatic, and effortlessly cool. Yet, beneath his surface allure, I couldn't help but wonder if we would ever find common ground. And as fate would have it, our paths crossed as I ventured into the role of of an international student ambassador. And little did I know this encounter would lead to a friendship that would not only challenge my perceptions and enrich my college experience in unexpected ways, but also Mario had a very coolness factor that I never thought I would match up to. But here we are, 4 years, and now we are friends. And I would like to introduce you guys to Mario.
Well, thanks a ton, Nina. With all those compliments, I definitely feel the need to step up my game today. No pressure, right? No, but seriously, I truly appreciate your kind words. And while we're at it, can we all just take a moment to appreciate Nina's stunning outfit today, please, everyone? Now, speaking of the coolness factor, don't believe everything you hear. Nina claimed she wasn't sure she could live up for it, but anyone who knows her would say that she's just being modest. Now, let me show you actually a quick anecdote about Nina and her own coolness factor. The other day, Nina and I were chatting with Alvan, who, for those who don't know, ran this ceremony last year. We were seeking some advice on how to manage things today. During our conversation, we talked about our first days at Queen's. I mentioned that Alvan was actually the first person I met here. He was so kind as to organize my arrival with the international office and even picked me up from the airport. Nina, hearing this, seemed surprised and almost kind of offended. She replied in her serious yet sassy tone, "No one picked me up from the airport. Queens just sent an Uber to get me." Bear in mind, it was an Uber XL and a Cadillac. For those people who don't know, that's the same car the US president rides in. Then she follows up with, "But it's okay, I guess. That day, Queens also paid for a 4-night stay at the Meridian Hotel for me." So thank you, Nina. As you can see, she never really had to measure up to my coolness factor. She's been setting her own standard all the way. So as Nina mentioned earlier, we met early on in my journey at Queens. She was the second person I met here, the first being Alvan. I didn't know what to expect. Alvan picked me up from the airport and showed me around Queens. And next thing I know, there's a girl texting me every 2 hours, and I mean every 2 hours, asking if I need food. If you haven't guessed yet, this was Nina, by the way. On a serious note, having such a welcoming first impression from people who don't even know me in a completely new place, not knowing what to expect, just confirmed that coming to Queens was the right decision for me. For my first moments here, I realized this could be the beginning of something great. Reflecting on those early days, Nina recently shared with me, as she just did now, that she initially thought we'd never speak again after our first meeting at Queen's. She assumed she'd simply fulfill her role as an international student ambassador, and that would be the end of it. And I thought the same. However, the culture of Queen's would never allow that, and I'm glad it didn't. I wish every incoming student at Queen's has the privilege of coming across a Nina. Now, as she mentioned earlier as well, I also had no idea what to expect from the US, just like her. I only had expectations based on the media as well, movies, music, TV, and so on. I really like what Nina said about the prom bit, dropping books, gazing into someone's eyes, and I also thought the same before coming here. Although the US is not quite like the American movies I saw growing up, I did try gazing into someone's eyes and hoping that'd be my prom day at the end of the year. Unfortunately, she didn't find my gaze to be charming like John Travolta in Grease. Apparently, she found it rather creepy. It did, however, work out for me in the end, as she's been my prom date for 2 years now. For the ones that didn't get it, that means she's my girlfriend now. Sweetie, can you just wave so people know that you actually exist? And it's this one, yeah, okay. True story. Okay. And speaking of stories, we've got someone here who is incredibly knowledgeable about the real life stories of entrepreneurs from around the globe. Nina, will you do the honors?
It is my pleasure to introduce you our first speaker, Dr. Bazuna Hidalgo. Teaching both graduate and undergraduate courses, his research focuses on understanding entrepreneurs' cultural aspects while conducting business in different countries. His professional experience includes 13 years as an accountant, operations manager, and senior financial analyst before earning his DBA from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Bazuna Hidalgo.
Okay. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Mario. I was actually joking right beforehand because I have never wrote anything in my life to be prepared for. And I wrote it, and after this, I'm like, dang it. What I wrote, it really doesn't match to what these guys are just talking about. So I'm just going to try to follow through. But I think as myself as an international student, when I first arrived, my stories were very, very similar to theirs. I remember getting out of the airport, and the first thing I did, going to McDonald's. Dang it. They did not understand my English at all. Language was a huge barrier. And I was at the car, and I said, like, can I get number 4? What? Can I get, like, in the menu, number 4? Never. They didn't. I ended up just parking, getting inside, like, can I have this, that? Yes, that. When we are international students, and I know that all of you have faced all of this, is a huge barrier. There are a lot of different challenges that we face. We miss family, we miss friends. We made a lot of sacrifice to come here, but I'm pretty sure that everything that we have done actually have paid the price. You all are better developed. You have created a lot of resiliency by facing all of these issues. And I'm sure that when you go home, or you have gone home for the breaks, you have noticed how much you have developed, how much you have changed, how much you have learned, how much acculturated you are. By the way, none of this is in my little speech. These people who has the speech probably say, what the heck is he talking about? Because every single time, I've been in this country since 2010. I left for a couple of years for personal and some health issues. And then I came back. And every time I visit my country, which I am super Costa Rican, to the point I was telling these people we should have started at 10 after, 5 minutes after, because we are always late. Every single time I go, I have a different vision of my own country, of my own culture, of how much I have grown. And all of that is because you are here. It's because you have this opportunity. It's because you have accomplished so much. And this is just the start, y'all. Seriously. This is just the first point. After here, you have a lot of responsibility in your shoulders. Not just because you're a Queen's graduate, but you're also taking everything that you have learned and combine everything into this little blender of yours and blending the culture, blending everything that you have learned and put it into practice. Some of you will stay with us for your masters. Some of you will go back to your country. Some of you will find another alternative, or if it's even better, if some of you have already found that job. And believe it or not, the Queen's name is in the back of your things. Every single time that you're going some places, the Queen's name will be attached to you forever. That's where you get your education. And take it responsible. Be proud of it. Be very proud of what you have accomplished here. It's seriously a huge accomplishment, and I'm pretty sure that all of you have experienced so many different things that is going to make a better you after all. And probably you don't notice now, but you will a couple of years later when you are facing with different situations in which you are going to remember how difficult it was for you to come here and start it, kind of like Marinina were saying. I remember those days very, very vividly. And I always said that I know where I'm coming from because it helps me to figure out where am I going. And I am pretty sure that all the background that you have, it's formed who you are today. Don't let it just pass. It could be very difficult, it could be not as difficult, but it shapes you in any regard. Just take that and take the 4 years or 2 years of how many years you were in this institution as that part of that form, because it actually makes a lot of the mix that you're going to face whenever you're going to be out there. So from now on, you're a royal, and I hope we're gonna see you coming back. We're gonna see you developed, and we hope we're gonna see you if it's not out there in Charlotte or social media being successful, because that's what you are. And I want to congratulate you. I'm gonna finish with what I said here. I want to congratulate you for every single remarkable achievement that you have ever had in this chapter. But there is a new chapter to come. Take all of that and build that new chapter, because you are going to make the difference out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for your kind and inspiring words and for supporting all the international students here at Queen's, especially in the business school. To build on the unexpected paths Dr. Barzuna described, let me tell you a little bit about how I ended up here at Queen's in a way I never expected. It all began with a casual chat with Boris Basara, a name some of you might remember from the soccer field and his graduation with an MBA last year. Back then, I was kind of stuck. My soccer career back in Europe had just ended way sooner than I planned, and honestly, I was lost. Boris hit me with, looks like it's time for you to finally hit the books and maybe figure out life off the pitch. I laughed it off at first, but later that day, when I mentioned it to my parents, instead of the laugh I expected, they hit me with a why not? That got me thinking, seriously, for the first time about heading to college in the US. Curious and slightly amused, I bombarded Boris with questions about college life here. How hard are the classes? How long are the study sessions? And importantly, where are the parties at? And are they any good? His answers must have been convincing, because soon after, I found myself talking to Coach Oliver Carriers and receiving a scholarship offer from Queen's. So here I am, 3 years later, and boy, what a ride it's been. I switched from just living and breathing soccer to actually enjoying hitting the books, well, most of the time. I've captained our soccer team, snagged a few awards, into the Siemens Energy, and even kicked off my own apparel company. More than that, I've made lifelong friends here, friends who become family. This journey, it taught me that life got a lot more often than just soccer. If you had told my younger self that I'd be graduating with a degree in business marketing, making magna cum laude, and running my own business, I would have laughed you out the room. But here I am, proof that it's never too late to change the game. So to anyone thinking they can't make a big change, trust me, you can. If someone like me can find his new passion and succeed, so can you. Here's to new beginnings and unexpected adventures. One big lesson I learned here at Queen's is that life is so much bigger than the one thing you think defines you. For me, it was all about soccer. I couldn't see past it. Soccer was my world. But after arriving here in the US, I began to see things differently. I realized I was missing out on so much more. Initially, I picked sports management as my major. Obviously, was the closest thing to soccer. But then Boris and Coach Oliver nudged me towards a business degree in marketing. They saw something in me that I hadn't seen myself yet. Thanks to them, I got to learn from the best, Dr. Cox, Dr. Brooks, Dr. Davies. Only some of the amazing mentors who reshaped how I see learning and growth. Here's my takeaway for anyone stepping into Queen's. No matter your background, whether you're academically inclined or not, you can achieve greatness. It just makes one proactive step at a time, curiosity and a bit of grit. Trust me, I've come from barely glancing at textbooks to truly valuing what education can offer. My younger self imagined a future on the soccer field in front of thousands. Today, I stand before you, this amazing crowd enriched by experiences I never expected. I wouldn't trade these past 3 years for anything. A huge shout out to Christine, Angie, and Joe from the international office, too. All that confusing paperwork, the visa forms, taxes, internships, and many, many more. I could always count on them and handle it, and they always did it without fail. So as we look ahead to new adventures, let's remember, it's the unexpected moments, the spontaneous encounters, and yes, even those awkward, creepy gazes that make our time here unforgettable. As for me, my journey continues as I head to Savannah College of Arts and Design to pursue an MFA in Luxury and Brand Management. I'm excited to take everything I've learned here and apply it in a new context, exploring the depths and creativity and innovation in the world of luxury brands. Thank you, Queen's family, for making this place our second home. And to the future faces of Queen's, I hope your journey is as rich, as transformative as ours has been. I will always stay connected to Queen's. And as I've shared in my exit interviews and with professors, I would proudly send my future children here, confident they would experience the same fulfillment I did. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Let's go out there and leave our mark on the world. If I can make this journey, trust me, so can you.
So before I share my reflection, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. My mom was making her trip here yesterday. She's right over there. And this is actually the first time she's watching me stand on a podium when it's not a video. So I'm really, really proud of this moment. But after her 16-hour trip, she landed in Chicago yesterday, and she had a 7-hour layover before she made it to Charlotte. My mom doesn't eat fast food typically, so I wondered what she was going to eat at the airport. And then I waited and I waited for a call from her for her to finally say, I gave in to McDonald's. So when she came back and she landed in Charlotte, I asked her, what did you eat at McDonald's? She said, I had fries. I said, not a burger? She said, not burgers. I said, well, Mom, I think you need to prepare because you're going to have a lot of those over your time here. But that's just a little story to say that also she had McDonald's yesterday, and I don't know how she feels about it. But I would like to start off by reflecting on my journey as a student at Queen's University of Charlotte. I am filled with profound sense of gratitude and accomplishment. When I first chose Queen's University, I was drawn to the unique combination of a big city, opportunities here in Charlotte, and the intimate, personalized experience of a smaller campus. And indeed, Queen's has exceeded my expectations in every way. From forging personal connections with professors like Dr. Clifton, my roadmap professor, or Dr. Perez, my rhetoric and writing professor, to Dr. Cummins, my academic advisor and professor, Chaplain Bird, my professor and also my mentor, including all the valuable relationships that I have developed here at Queen's, not to forget the several student organizations that I led. I have really found a community that embraces diversity, fosters intellectual curiosity, and encourages personal growth. But perhaps what has resonated with me most deeply is the opportunity to explore and understand the complexities of American culture firsthand and not on TV. Coming from a background where perceptions of America was shaped largely by media and stereotypes, my time at Queen's has allowed me to peel back the layers and truly engage with the nuances of American life. From participating in native rituals like the Spring Carnival to embracing the spirit of community through events like Q United, I see some advancement team members. I have discovered the university. I have discovered the universality of human experiences and the power of connection. And in my quest for academic excellence and personal fulfillment, I have seized every, I repeat, every opportunity that Queens and Charlotte has offered me. As a Royal Ambassador and International Student Ambassador, I have honed my networking and skills and shared my passion for Queens with prospective students. As a role leader, roadmap scholar, I have supported incoming students in their transition to college life, sharing their excitement and apprehension. And through my involvement in clubs and organizations, I have cultivated leadership traits and forged lifelong friendships with like minded individuals. As I look to the future, I am filled with excitement and anticipation for the opportunities that lie ahead. Queen's has not only provided me with an exceptional education, but it has also instilled in me a sense of purpose, resilience, and community. I am proud to be a part of the Queen's family, and I am eager to continue my journey of growth and discovery in the years to come. Congratulations to all of us, graduates of the class of 2024.
Thank you, Nina, for sharing your enriching journey at Queen's. Your story highlights the support and community spirit that defines our university. Speaking of support, I'm honored to introduce Angie Edwards, our Executive Director of the Myrta Pulliam Center for International Education. Angie's dedication ensures that every student's experience at Queen's is as supportive and transformative as ours. Angie also happens to share a birthday with me, which was yesterday. We both turned 21. Just kidding, I turned 26. Please help me welcome, put your hands together for Angie Edwards.
Thank you, Mario. Good morning. It is wonderful to see all of you today and to welcome those of you joining us on the live stream from around the world. I think there's over 20 families right now watching the live stream, and we're happy to have you all here with us today, either in person or virtually. I have had the pleasure of serving Queen's as the Executive Director of International Education for just over a decade. So I have had the honor of witnessing all of your journeys from the time that you entered Queen's until today. And through it all, whether you realized it or not, my team and I have been cheering you on from the literal and figurative sidelines. We are so proud of the accomplishments that you've made, and that makes this time of year a really bittersweet one for us because we're both very joyful to watch you reach this milestone of graduation and obtaining your degree, and excited to see all that's ahead for you in the future. But we will also greatly miss seeing you on campus regularly. Please accept my sincerest congratulations on your graduation. And with that, we will begin our STOL presentation. We're going to read out all of the graduates' names, not all of whom are here with us today, but we will read everyone's name. And if you'll please try to hold your applause till the end so we can get through everyone and everyone can be heard, that would be wonderful. And before I start reading the names, can everyone hear me okay? I want to make sure that that's good. Great. Thank you so much. All right. Then the first row here, if you'll stand and follow, Hannah's going to give you direction on how to approach the stage. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sharifa Al Arab, Saudi Arabia, Master of Business Administration. Zainab Al Khalaf, Saudi Arabia, Bachelor of Arts in Graphic Design. Liane Bachi, Congo, Master of Business Administration. Alexander Bauch, Germany, Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics. Arthur Bazile, France, Bachelor of Business Administration. Balázs Barec, Hungary, Bachelor of Business Administration and Management. Marie Bertrand de Balanda, France, Bachelor of Business Administration and Marketing. Ciro Borlat Yegi, Argentina, Bachelor of Business Administration and Finance. Mitchell Cox, United Kingdom, Master of Business Administration. LaShawn Corlewis, South Africa, Bachelor of Arts in Communication. Roman Denevi, Argentina, Bachelor of Business Administration. Filippo Urcali, Italy, Bachelor of Business Administration. Luca Ferreira, Brazil, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. Juan Hireli, Argentina, Bachelor of Science in Engineering Physics. Lilette Germain, Ethiopia, Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. Yvette Gonzalez, Mexico, Master of Arts in Educational Leadership. Callan Harris, Canada, Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting. Natalia Hidalgo, Spain, Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. Kiet Ho, Vietnam, Bachelor of Business Administration. Katarina Linda Hokele, Germany, Bachelor of Business Administration in Finance. Tyler Hurdle, Bermuda, Bachelor of Science in Sport Management. Pradium Jaiswal, India, Master of Business Administration. Donald Tristan Jones, Canada, Bachelor of Science in Exercise and Sport Science. Amelia Kusic, Serbia, Bachelor of Business Administration. Tatiana Laras Linares, Colombia, Master of Arts in Communication. Eloise Louisette, France, Bachelor of Arts in Communication. Ashley Lowe, Barbados, Bachelor of Business Administration. Juliana Luca, Argentina, Master of Science in Finance and Analytics. Ewan Lines, United Kingdom, Master of Business Administration. Jan Malman, Poland, Master of Science in Finance and Analytics. Carolina Martinez, Colombia, Master of Science in Talent and Organizational Development. I'll pause for a minute. Let you catch up. I'm going to go ahead and start this one because you've got 4 names, Andy. Andreas Gunther Ludwig Merz, Germany, Bachelor of Business Administration and Management. Qian Meng, China, Bachelor of Business Administration and Accounting. Mia Mileshinovic, Montenegro, Bachelor of Business Administration and Management. Jana Milat, Germany, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Clemence Mavet, Congo, Bachelor of Business Administration. Lebohang Gwenya, Republic of Zimbabwe, Master of Business Administration. Pantelis Penteli, Cyprus, Master of Science in Finance and Analytics. Filippo Parasmo, Italy, Master of Business Administration. Anarita Patrizzi, Italy, Bachelor of Business Administration and Marketing. Eden Pescara, Israel, Bachelor of Business Administration and Marketing. Yannick Plasil, Germany, Bachelor of Business Administration and Finance.
Eduardo Saba, Chile, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Hilda Svensson, Sweden, Master of Business Administration and Management. Vi Tran, Vietnam, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Lucy Wallaker, United Kingdom, Master of Arts in Communication. Oscar Wolf, Germany, Master of Business Administration and Management. Koki Yoshikawa, Japan, Bachelor of Business Administration and Accounting. And last but not least, we have our International Resident Assistants, Tertius Dietrichson from South Africa, Bachelor of Business Administration and Finance. Hilton Olivier, South Africa, Bachelor of Business Administration and Finance. Campbell Van Rooyen, South Africa, Bachelor of Arts in Interior Architecture and Design. And finally, our MCs from today, Mario Goich, Austria, Bachelor of Business Administration and Marketing. And Nina Dixon Karaya, Tanzania, Bachelor of Science in Health Science and Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. I think we can applaud now. Congratulations, graduates. We are so proud of you. We can't wait to see those beautiful flags go across the stage on Saturday morning. We're so proud of all of your accomplishments. And now it is a privilege to introduce our next guest speaker, Dr. Lily Halstead. Dr. Halstead received her doctorate degree from the University of Oregon. She's a professor of cognitive psychology and neuroscience in the psychology department here at Queen's. She served as the chair of the psychology department and faculty president. Dr. Halstead is the recipient of the Hunter Hamilton Love of Teaching Award in 2019 and the William S. Lee Distinguished Professor Award in 2012. Dr. Halstead's area of research is bilinguality, I'll let her pronounce that properly, and sociolinguistics. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Halstead.
Good morning. Thank you. It's good to see all of you today. I am greatly honored to take part in the second annual International Graduate Celebration. Along with my colleague, the faculty, staff, and administration of Queen's University, I would like to welcome our wonderful international graduates. Now they are formally graduates, along with their families and friends. We are celebrating your graduation from a university that highly values its international students. Currently, Queen's University has an enrollment of over 2,500 students, and we are fortunate to have well over 200 of these students coming to us from 60 different countries. Queen's is a welcoming, multicultural community with many opportunities for all students, including our international students. You are among the scores of international students graduating this year from colleges and universities all across this country. The path for international students was not always this available or welcoming. Queen's is a historic institution that was founded in 1857, 167 years ago. When Queen's was first established, it only had 110 students. All of them were women, none of whom were international students. At that time, in pre-Civil War North Carolina, if someone came from Florida or New York, they would be likely considered a foreign student. Indeed, in the 1800s, there were very few foreign nationals who studied at American universities. The program that officially allowed international students to study in the United States first started in 1952. Since then, there has been more and more international students attending American universities. Currently, there are over 1 million international students studying in the United States, with over 500,000 in graduate programs, just like at Queens. The dramatic increase in international students attending American universities has helped to share and spread American innovation and scientific knowledge with other countries. Just as importantly, along with their strong work ethic, their discipline and creativity, international students bring their distinct cultural traditions and views of the world to further enrich our institutions and our classrooms. As my colleagues, Dr. Bazono, pointed out, having been international students ourselves, we completely understand the difficulties that you have faced so far and the challenges that may still lie ahead of you. I was in my teens when I first came to the United States from Iran. Coming from a Middle Eastern country, everything was unfamiliar. The food was different, the weather was not what I was used to, and the language was difficult to master at the level necessary to write all those college papers and assignments. I'm sure you can identify with that. Above all was the homesickness and being so far away from my parents. The first year was very trying, especially as my country was going through major unrest and upheaval. With the passage of time, all became easier, and this country became what I call home. That difficult first year is now behind you. You have completed your studies at Queens and are now ready to start the next chapter in your lives. In the next few days, you will hear more speeches and advice about how to navigate the path ahead. As a former international student who has had hundreds of international students in my classes over the years, I have a unique word of advice for you. You have now learned English to the level of competency and beyond, and you have become well accustomed to and assimilated to many facets of American culture. My advice as a longtime researcher of bilinguality is to hang on to your native language and your culture. Oftentimes, international students and immigrants sacrifice their native language to try to better assimilate and fit into their adopted country. Perhaps this is one of the reasons that over 50% of the approximately 68 languages across the board are currently facing extinction. Being bilingual, and in the case of some of you, multilingual, not only enables individuals to communicate and connect with more people, open more job opportunities, and facilitates relating better to others, those who speak more than one language are also better at what us psychologists call executive function. Executive function includes controlling responses, switching between tasks, and other processes that makes us cognitively more resilient and flexible. Being bilingual even enables the brain to better withstand some types of damage and dementia. So if you plan to remain away from your home country, continue to practice your native language and try not to forget or forgo your unique cultural heritage. Finally, if like me, you have an accent, never worry about it. An accent is a sign of diversity, and diversity is always good. I wish you all a wonderful journey ahead, filled with success and achievements. I hope you are as proud of yourselves as we are proud of each and every one of you. Wherever you go, hold on to your cherished memories of Queens. and always be proud of your language and culture. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Thank you so much for sharing your words of wisdoms with us, Dr. Halstead. I've been here for 4 years now, and I feel like my Tanzanian accent is shading away slowly, slowly. But she just reminded me to keep it going. And I can now, I think I can now speak for all of us when I say that we have many Queen's memories to share, and we have all done absolutely amazing. So I would like to now say that I'd like to actually introduce Amy Miller to the podium. From Amy Miller from the Alumni Association, who will speak to us. And I've had a personal privilege to work with Amy throughout as the president for Student Alumni Council. And I've worked with her and Charmaine, and I leave behind a lot of great memories and knowledge that I've gained from the advancement office. But yet again, I tell them to cheer me on, because when I finally become the president of Tanzania, I will give them a free visa to Tanzania. Only then. Welcome to the podium, Amy, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Nina. Good morning. Again, my name is Amy Miller, and I'm here on behalf of the Alumni Relations Team and the Alumni Association. So congratulations, you did it. Pat yourselves on the back. What an exciting time. You're joining a fantastic community of thousands of alumni from around the world who are as dynamic and diverse as each one of you. They represent every state and many countries from around the world. Whether you plan to return home, stay in Charlotte, or move to a new city, our Royals will be there and ready to connect with you. So this is not the end of your chapter at Queen's. It's just a new chapter. Your community now extends way beyond those you studied with while here and those you are sitting next to today. It extends to the thousands of other Royals who graduated before you and who are excited to see what you do next. So be sure to stay in touch with our alumni office. We want to celebrate and share your successes. Our Alumni Association offers programming for recent graduates, events with our regional chapters, sporting events, and on-campus activities. If you ever, when, not if, you find yourself back on campus, be sure to stop by our alumni office in Queens Hall 101, say hello, pick up some swag, and tell us what you're doing. Again, we want to celebrate your next steps in life. Again, congratulations, and as always, go Royals.
Thank you very much, Amy. As we come to the close of this ceremony, I want to express how truly honored I've been to serve as your MC today alongside Nina. Thank you all for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this celebration as much as we have. Now, please join me in welcoming a true campus icon to the stage. Not only has he been a familiar face at all sporting events, cheering us on with unmatched spirit, but I also had the privilege of sharing a class with him this semester. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for this year's Rexy Award winner for Superfan of the Year, Chan Meng.
Will you lead us in your
Chen will lead us now into his most popular chant that he's been doing all year here at Swing. So we can let's go. Your favorite cheer.
We're gonna lead us in your favorite cheer.
Sorry, I didn't know you asked me to go on. I didn't prepare.
You don't have to prepare. You know it
you're
yourself.
good at
Is it
this
Let's Go
chant.
Royals? Which one is it? Is it Let's? Do
Your Royals
you want me to start?
You mean what? I just do all the chant at sports game?
Yeah.
Okay. So, sorry, I forget to bring my flag. What shall I do?
Let's go Royals.
Stand here and lead everyone to say let's go.
Let's go Royal. Let's go Royal. And in basketball, it's like, no, there's no bleach. In basketball, I do this. Defense, boom, boom. Defense, boom. Defense, boom, boom. Defense, boom, boom. Defense, boom, boom. Defense, boom. And folks, please do me a favor. When I say Royals, you say rise, okay? That's our slogan. Royals! 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 Royals!
At this time, I would like to invite all the graduates up to the stage so that we can all share group photos. Thank you everyone for coming, and please be seated, stay seated as we take graduate pictures, and you guys can also join in taking the pictures, of your graduates that you're here to support. But all the graduates, if you'd come up and we'll go ahead and take the picture. Is Tim here? Oh, Tim is here.